I'm trying it new. Ugh. I don't know. It's close to Christmas. It's close to Christmas. It's time to shut this down in a little bit, but it'll just be nice. And I'm thinking through the next year of content. I got a new 5-year plan I got to get going on. And sometimes it's nice just to have a little back and forth between you and me. So in the meantime, and I've also tried this. So this is like a multi-window game. It's I don't know what it is. It's just every now and then I just hit the mood for it. First things first, let's see if the audio works. There she goes. There it is. So let me see what we got here. Legends viewer. This is something I need to get through later. Console. The window. I also need to get utilities going. Dwarf therapist. If you guys have never done this, I have like a video on here on how to do this. But the lazy noob pack is just the easiest way. It's not quite on version 45, and it's not quite as user-friendly as the Steam version, but whatever. I don't mind. I'm fine with that. I was just gonna make a new world and then get through it, and then keep the vibes going. I don't know what it is about these tunes. I think this one, I can't tell if it's a real song or if they like procedurally generate it the same as everything else. But and then this is good because it's like very low investment, so I can watch chat. You and I can chit chat. I see John in here. There's not a lot of people watching, but it's like Christmas. I didn't expect it. I guess we're on a beefier machine. We'll shorten up history, make it a larger world. Let's turn that down just a touch, though. We'll go low civilizations, very low sites, very low beasts, normal low savagery, frequent for metal. I think that's good. And then you watch them build the world. Like, they actually do a geological thing. That's what they're doing right now. It's like, where did the mountains start? Where did the water make rivers? I guess the guy who did this one, he really, like, he read up on geology. And that's why he makes certain layers it is. So if I knew anything about rocks, which I don't, but I should, I could tell, oh, well, near the mountain bases on the water side is usually where you have sandstone or limestone. And then I could, like, gear the world towards that. But I don't know. I'm all up for, like, checking out the wiki for stuff. Like Minecraft, God knows, it's a big example of that. But part of me is just kind of like, I don't know if I need to get 2 or 3 degrees in geological sciences and climate science just to be able to watch some pixelated dwarfs do some stuff. Exciting times, though, man. Exciting times. Oh, yeah, they're building up a history legend. I'm going to show you some stuff on this, too, before we actually start. Like, if you ever watch a Dwarf Fortress live stream, it's always, like, you skip to the first half of the live stream, and the guy's still on, like, the character creation window. It's always just hilarious. But, so you can see here, winter's kind of creeping up. They've got year 125, there's 20,000 historical figures, 7,000 people have died, and there's 100,000 events. So we're going to accept this. Universe of Wonder. Ikamo Adelia. Then it offloads it. Can you name your chummy Crom who lives under the mountain? The naming is weird. You have to use their language if you can remember that. So we're going to go into Crom, and I have to go to, I think it's Legends first. So what the Legends is it allows you to view all 100,000 of those events, right? But the window you see here, it's a bit, so yeah, there's 20,000 historical figures, 700 sites, 100 artifacts, 1,000 codex scrolls, like artifacts and stuff. There's 2,000 regions, 1,500 underground regions, 1,600 civilizations, 370 structures. There's historical maps. If you click the maps, oh, that's what the maps look like. I think I can, and you can change it per year. So that's year 1, year 10. And you're watching, I think this is the civilization maps, seeing how everybody grows. So I could tell, like, right here, these guys are These guys are fighting these ones. And then you push C, you can see the civilization, I think. Dude, I think this map is just the terrain. Yeah. Anyways, so what you want to do here, though... Oh, an Age of Myth. Yeah, so it's like literally everything that happened. So what I want to do, actually, is... Where is the console? I think the command was Lexport. I think it's export. I gotta Google this. Give me 2 seconds. Export Legends. Ah, damn it. Maybe there's a tack in there? No, it says it's just Export Legends. Alright, here, let me move this over so you can see it. Oh, there we go. So it's all. There she is. All right. So then you get all these exports in place. And what it does is it exports all of this stuff into its own little website, database, whatever. You can view all the stuff. Do I use Cobalt tools? I mean, I guess I do now. Yeah, with that many events, isn't it hypothetically possible for a historical character named Sad Petman to be sent to a dungeon for attacking the capital? Oh, one can only hope. I know, isn't it though? Well, technically it's not just on donations now. Since the Steam version came out, version 45, I guess it's just crushed it with sales. Okay, so next thing is... Oh yeah. All right, 1 sec. I gotta do a quick thing here. I don't know. I don't want to view have my file system up and Atom. I would hate for you guys to see everything. Oh my god, his passwords. Where do I put this? Where do they put the fucking Legends files? That's the question. I forgot where or it says they can find them in Legends region 125. Okay, so it's probably in... where's the file systems? Open utilities folder. Is it here? Here? Is it in the lazy noob pack, isn't it? Oh, there it is. All right, I found it. I found it. So here's what we do. I'm going to quickly add it so we can get back to business here. And is it the Legends Plus or the Legends XML archive? I think it's just this one. There we go. And then it fills everything out for us. There. So you can see it adds all this stuff into this. Legends viewer is like a nice thing. Yeah. Yeah, they really did do a good job. The only thing I wish is like their UI, like figuring all this stuff out is a huge pain in the ass. Like it looks very easy for me here, but it's not. It wasn't. It took a lot of work to understand how all of this stuff comes together. People had to build these tools to interact with it because if you use the native file for all this stuff, it's just damn ridiculous. All right, so oh no, we don't need you, and we don't need you. We need you. So here is the world. Usnispolosmo, the Ageless Dimension. As you can see, goblins have basically run this place. They're huge. The elves, dwarves, humans, they all seem to be fairly the same. The Cobalt seems to have been wiped off the map, which sucks. And here's all the civilizations. Ooh. dwarves have been fighting stuff off. The goblins are just fighting everybody. The humans are pretty vicious too. Well, I know they're mostly defensive. It's the goblins that are attackers. And the goblins look like they're winning. I think we're going to die. Except for over here, the humans look like they're fighting them off pretty well. But the dwarves and the goblins and that are bad. So yeah, they literally, every creature is in this thing. You know what I mean? All 14,000 humans in the world are all here. I could technically look them all up. Time for a crusade. Well, I've never done an invasion, so it'll probably be a defensive war. And I'm really bad at the warfare on this one. There's one naked mole dog, but you see what I mean? Everything here. I know if you wanted to, like it's a complete world build. It's not even so much a game. Like they've built just a world. Jaguar men. I don't think I've ever seen. Oh, these are the underground ones where they have like mole people and stuff. Anyways. So you can go to the world map. And just view everything. So we got North and South Pole, a giant world, a giant lake, bunch of mountains, a couple islands. There's where all the battles have taken place. There's all the different sites that are worth investigating. There's the big civilizations. So these would be dwarfs, I think. Oh no. Yeah, dwarfs are all red. The elves are green. The humans are blue. So humans are mostly south, and I think goblins are whatever the other one is. So if I wanted to do lore-specific stuff, I would probably just go to... like, where would these guys migrate to? Interesting, huh? Yeah, it's a toy couch, not a game. Oh, it absolutely is a toy. That's one of the things they tell you is like just, you're going to lose. It's just a matter of how. And some of the ways are just not even fair. So I tell you what, I'll probably branch out from this dwarf civilization here, somewhere on the northwest side of the main map. Charts! Oh, good. What am I looking at now? Oh, the events chart. Yeah, look at that. You could look up anything. Just one thing too, if you really want to be fancy with it, historical figures. Actually, I think you go into there. So every notable person in this world is here. Like, who's Janed? A forgotten beast. Oh yeah, they have like giant beefs like Tarasques and stuff. Associated spheres. He's just been wandering the world. That's it. Nobody's ever seen him. He's just been this secret hidden thing. Unfortunately, I noticed they don't seem to have his description. So I'd actually have to go into the game to see that. Uthush, another forgotten beast. We could scroll a bit up. Ooh, people have seen him, it looks like, whatever this stuff means. A lot of forgotten beasts. And if they find your world, if they find your thing, they just destroy it. They're usually giant creatures, too. I guess this is, there's some of the gods are in here. I guess we have to narrow it down. So if we just want to look up the leaders of civilizations, you just pick the leaders tab. There's a female dwarf. Well, this one got killed by an ogre. What happened to Nemo? Male elf killed by a goblin. Dude, this is like killed by a troll. And the assault of shoving. Jesus. This one died of old age. So it's like, yeah, you can pull up the leaders, whatever. There's vampires. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I just described Project Zomboid. Yeah, it's true. So here, this is actually a good thing to know. Vampires can mess up your place. Vampires and werebeasts. Because they will scratch one of your guys, and then those guys will be fine for a while. Then the next full moon, they'll turn into a wolf. They'll attack other people. They can just wipe out an entire base and then raise it as the undead. Which, I mean, technically you could have it. I think you're even allowed to have an undead base, which has some benefits. Like you don't need food anymore. Nobody dies. But I find it more catastrophic than anything. Yeah, all the werebeasts. You know what I might do? I'll keep this open. When I start getting people in my base, maybe do a check. Necromancers, there's actually a lot of those. I don't know much about them other than I think they do some crap that sucks. Animated corpses. We got zombies. Yeah. The zombies, I guess you have to, like if you chop an arm off of one of them, the arm will kind of attack you still, so you have to kind of burn them. There's the gods. And see, it lets you know which civilization has which gods, what they represent. What happened here? Oh, they can worship you. Yeah, all kinds of neat stuff, right? So what I'll probably do is I'll make a civilization. Let's find a god here that looks kind of fun. We'll make dwarves. What's a good dwarf god? Can we specify for dwarfs? Yes. I'm not even in the game yet. What the hell? Dwarf. There, so I think this is all the dwarf gods. Wealth and trade, jewels, fortresses. Chick god. Heck with that. Heck with that. Muck and youth. One thing too, if you guys have ever done this, what you do is you take this into AI. So you just take like the prompt of whatever the character looks like, whatever the god looks like, type it into like Grok AI or whatever, and they'll make you, like, that's how I got the thumbnail for this. I'm like, guess what my dwarf looks like, AI, give me a thing. And they're like, yeah, sure. So what we got here? Metals and Dreams. Zefton the Light. You know what? We're going to go with the Twilight God. We're going to have Zefton the Light as our god. Can I save this as something? No, but I guess I can come back to it. Or Zephon. All right. So I think we're good to go. Anything else I want to look at here? Warfare, geography. Oh yeah, it lets you know all the geographies too. So like all the little areas here, you can technically, I think gamers are overall too easy, and that's why challenging games have found a niche. Most gamers are content to consume, and there's no reward for getting good at it. Yeah. Yeah. This one's it's similar, closer to Factorio than anything. Because it's, a lot of it does have, like, you have to really get your workflows down. So here's what I'm thinking. I have the hardest time finding hemp, and it's like a miracle crop. A miracle crop in this game. So what you want to have for hemp is you need a dry grassland or savanna in temperate Rome areas. Question is, it doesn't quite give you that much, but somewhere in one of these grasslands will be, oh, it even lets you know which ones are more, a little more. All right, so we're going to go back to, where's the chummy? It's still exporting. Jesus. No, it should be done. Yeah, so again, it's one of those ones where if you're working and you just want something slow and even paced, and like it's difficult, but it doesn't require the utmost attention at all times, it's a great game for that. It really is. But I agree. I agree. And then as far as player pushback, cheating tools, easy mode, stuff like that, why does it keep doing that? All right, here's what we're going to do. Let's just shit can this one. I don't want it to keep exporting the things. Can I shut this down? What would be the command be for halt? No. All right, here, plan B. I'm just gonna task manager the shit. And then start it again. There we go. Here's the question, though. You have a good point. Because, like, everybody keeps saying it's going to be 1982 all over again, but you don't see it. Is this the one? Yeah. So, Dwarf Fortress. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I know the MP3 effect. I keep talking about that one where people trade up accessibility for quality. And I think ultimately, if anything that's going to be popular enough to make big AAA money, it kind of has to be tarded. Can't really think of a better way to put it than that. All right, so you're like, what the heck is this? So on the right, you have your terrain details. On the next, and then over to the left, you have the main world map. This shows everything zoomed out. And then on this side, why does this map look different? There was like a northern... Oh, start playing. Is this the right world? Okay, it's still in No, this is the right one. Yeah, it's whatever. You're gonna have like hundreds of games on these things. It's not a big deal. Music reminds me of Tristan from Diablo 1. I'm digging it. Yeah, they've done pretty good too at keeping it like easy on the ears. I'll give them that. I'll grant them that. Hey, how's Skardum doing? How's all the things doing, by the way? I forgot to ask. Anyway, so I know if you hit tab, you can go through the different things. So dwarves and humans live here. The civilizations, the various ones here. The elevation, that's going to be kind of important. Cliffs. If you notice on the far left, like they're zoomed in, zoomed out, and then on the left here, that's a terrain. So that's what you need to know for building. Okay, so we're in a really hot terrain right now. We want to go to... Oh, wow, it gets really hot up north. So we actually need to head... There we go. And we're going to make a 2x2 zone. That's what we got here. Heavy forests. Woodlands. What I want is more grass. What is this? What the hell? Oh, we're not going to embark anywhere. We need to... What the hell were the damn buttons? UKMH. Oh. So we're still warm. We're in mountains, shrubland. There we go. Temperate grassland. So I'm hoping. One thing you also should do is always put yourself near a body of water. Because, like, fabric is one of those resources that you really do. Oh, geez, that's a giant dip. So you see here where it says, like, the cliff indicators and in the red? So in here, there's a giant cliff. So this is almost like a giant waterfall here. You really have to, like it is not visually intuitive on what everything is. So you really have to look and decipher. Yeah, that's the problem with the savannah. It's just a very, very high one. I want something flatter. Oh, now we're in the mountains again. Move a little south. Shrubland. Oh, there we go. Not quite. You know what? This is close. This might do. Oh, no, that's freshwater marsh. Oh, wait. Is this marsh again? If I remember correctly, it's to the west of mountains is where you find the drier stuff. Maybe it's the east. No, it's definitely the west. God, there's so many swamps here, man. Got hot grassland. You know what? Let's just go to like hotter areas. Well, maybe we'll get cotton. We can run like a little slave colony. All right, freshwater marsh, temperate savanna, and it's flat. All right, that works. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to move to a temperate savanna. I'm not going to go through this stuff again. Chetty's going steady. Want to grow more growth? I'd say we go for it. Revo Liva, I had taught today that can't mess with any persons in the past. I just hurt them. Better leave them alone. Sorry for off topic. Could you do me a solid and retype that, because I don't understand what you're saying. I'm fine to wait. Yeah, there goes the monetization. So right now, I think this one is just, yeah, it's mostly miners with one guy who's got some leadership skills. We got some basic materials and a set of sheep, which, you know what? Let's keep the sheep. Let's do it. All right, so first thing's a fort name. This is why I can't get Grom. Because you have to like use they have two languages here. There's like an old Old English and English, but it's all their stuff. So if you really want to get all LARPy on it, what was I going to use? Zephon the Light. Myths of the Steamy Vessel, female dwarf deity. Dawn, Twilight, and Dusk. So let's use Dawn. Oh wait, there's Dusk. If I don't find Dawn, I'll just use Dusk. There, Dawn. Kodor, present tense. The worst part is, even with my editor, I'm like, what the heck do they mean? What's a past participle? Dawn, Twilight, Dawn Lady. Maybe something feminine. What's an F? The fort will be called Women? Oh, there it is. Dawn Women. Dawn Women of Anger. Whammon, am I right? All right, the Dawn Women of Anger. Oh, wait. Let's do it proper. The woman Dawn? No, I don't want that. I want... All right, let's get rid of that. All right, Dawn, Women of Anger. No. There, Dawn, Women of Anger. Good. And then for the group name, what do we call ourselves? Fugly? I don't think Fugly is, we'll call ourselves the something. I don't like the Lantern of Owls. That's dumb. Oh, wait. Longhouse? Maybe we can do that. The Longhouse. There we go. There we go. All right, so the Longhouse and the Women of Anger, we're going to make a symbol. This is the part where you get, like, remember all that stuff I was looking at before? So what's the guy's name? Or Zephon. Or search. Filter Zephon. Holy Jesus. Look how many Zephons there are. Zephon the Light. Fuck, a lot of people are named after Zephon. Eldest daughter, 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 daughter. A lot of dwarfs, not a lot of gods. What the hell? Why is there no deity? Maybe we'll just go back and look. Zedot, Forgotten Beasts. Why can I not find the god? Maybe it's just the wrong god. Let's go back to historical figures. It's definitely Zephon the Light, but I don't see a Zephon Light. Is there like a... Oh, it's probably this fancy name. Oh, what's the word for light? It's the first one anyway. I'm just gonna do the first one. Zephon Bolt Fogs. Sure. That's the god. Image of Zephon Bolt Frogs the dwarf. And we're gonna have her... Jesus, there's some misogyny in here if you want it. Hey, what's up, Balthazar? Long time no see, sir. Laughing. Good. And then we'll change the name to... the god of money. No, anger. God of anger. That's the name of the statue. And yes, we'll done it. And then you just E to embark. Oh, well, there's nothing to understand. I've just basically made a whole world. So here, I'll show you. I have to pause this first. That's the other thing. You'll be pausing it a lot. So here's our world. You hit tab, like you get the little map. So you see it's just like a echelon river and a bunch of stuff. We tab out of that because we need this window. And then I'm going to connect Dwarf Therapist because, like, look at all the tasks you have. Mine, like, all these jobs are different jobs you could have. Oh, there's not just jobs, but there's military proficiency. There's your genetic qualities. There's the other skills, which matter in some of your secondary roles. There's these attributes that matter here. Here's what he's like. If you have like a guy who's really, really like this guy, Stack Hood is actually like a top tier farmer. Your animals. So I could see what are my strongest sheep and I could breed for those. It's basically code gaming. It's basically. Here, that's a touch on the loud side for me. I'm going to turn that down. So the couple things you want to do, it's especially when you've only got a small fort like this, you kind of want to give a lot of people the same jobs. So I find that for plant gathering, brewing, butchery, tanning. A lot of these ones too, fish cleaning, shearing, spinning, furnace operation, wood burning, milling, beekeeping, mechanics. Mechanics and architecture, technically, like if somebody gets better at them, like there'll be a number here for their level of proficiency, and the better people get at it, the better they do. But for a lot of this early game stuff, you just kind of like, you don't want to have people not busy. So it's always good to kind of multiply up some things here. And then we'll make you our cook. And we might even start with a fisherman. Fishing is always the weird one too, because whenever you make a guy a fisherman, that's all he'll do is fish. So you kind of have to turn it off and on. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get some trees first off. Let's mostly grab and worry about willow. Willow trees are always by lakes. And they're good because if you want to make things out of them, it'll make lighter. So we're going to make a bunch of willow trees. We'll unpause there. Just let it go. Hey, why are you not cutting down wood? Oh, because you're the fisherman. See what I mean? So I have to turn it off. Otherwise, he's just going to waste your time doing that stuff. I don't want you fishing just now. I want you... Also, what is this? Ah, damn it. What's the stupid button? A giant sponge? Huh. So now I gotta wait for him to finish fishing. In the meantime, let's we're gonna gather all the plants on the surface, because the first thing you need is booze. Excel the game. I tell you what I might do, I'll zoom it in a bit so you can at least get a better idea as to what's what here. A lot of the times you're gonna press the U key, and then it'll show you what all the guys are tasked with, what your animals are doing. You know, there's some other things on the map. So yeah, the giant sponges, giant blue jays, and if somebody dies. A lot of the time you won't know people die until you start checking the window. So you can see right now he's just grabbing a bunch of wood. Another thing we're going to need to do is deconstruct our wagon. And I'm going to dig in early on. Oh, for crying out loud. Right. So the guy that I have doing construction with wood cutting and stuff, I'll make this guy not able to grab plants. So that way he can disembark that wagon. There he goes. We're going to start with some downstairs. Build down a couple levels. Oh, that's right, too. You see this map? It's just one map. No, 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 friend. As you can see, it's a lot. Silt. What are we on here in the next level down? Gabbro. This is where that geology knowledge would have come in handy. So we got a stone layer. Awesome. Go back to the surface. Don't threaten me with a good time. So here's the thing. We got a bunch of wood here. Some of it's under the water. I'll show you how to get that if you want it, but you can just leave it there. Some levels are different. So right now this is sand. Sand is going to be great. If you want a glass industry, you need a sand layer. There's different types of sand. They all make the same type of glass, so it's like a personal preference. They can also grow crops on them, so that's good too. Either sand, silt, clay, or dirt. White sand, silt. Silt is mostly just a dirt layer. You can't do anything with it, but it's there. And then gabbro. So we don't have any clay on this map. So that right there kind of lets you know. I'm So I don't like playing on the first level because then you get all this water and you have to build around it, which is kind of a pain. Second level too, because when it feels water on the level above you, it'll stop your construction. So it's always good to start at least three layers down. What I'm going to do is... this first layer is going to be... Actually, you know what? Let's... we're going to dig ourselves a resource level. Like so. We'll do up ramps. I'll show you what I'm doing here in a second. There, so these guys are going to build a space, and then above it... See that hole we got in the ground? There's a reason it's there. So what I'm going to do is make a garbage dump. Hit I for your zones, and then you create a zone, a 1x1 zone, that's a D for garbage dump. See how it highlights up there? Dude. You're going to need garbage for a bunch of different reasons, but the big one here, if you put garbage next to a hole, it'll actually dump things in the hole. Now, the problem is you drop stuff down there, you can hit somebody on the head. So what you want to do is go into your, is it D? O. You do D and O, and that creates traffic designations. So you can actually set like metrics, because they're doing like a cost-benefit analysis when they're doing traveling and stuff. So if you restrict areas, which in this case, I'm going to restrict that zone. This now won't be a path that they take because it's always cheaper to go around it. So that should prevent, unless somebody is required to go in that specific spot, it'll prevent them from going in there. Now, the next thing I need to do is I need to build a bridge. B and G. B is the build menu, D is the designation menu. Basically, D for digging, B for building. And what we're going to do is we're going to build a 9x9 bridge. We're going to use up our plumb logs. There. Build a bridge so we can access both sides of the river. Yeah. Great condolences to Australia. Paul Hogan died? I thought he died years ago. Is this recent? So now they've done all the grabbing all the plants. Here's the thing, though. We don't have a broker yet. So a lot of the numbers of our materials here are supplies, which is the Zulu menu, Z. So we're like, I don't know, it's about 50 drinks, about 50 plants, maybe 10 seeds. Until you get really small amounts of things, you can never keep track. While we're at it, oh geez, there's so much in this one. So O is for your orders menu. We want to go into the refuse menu because they don't default to picking up trash from outside, which is going to matter here. So you want to do another O. Dwarves gather refuse from outside, but we don't want to pick up vermin. So you can literally get them to not touch things. The reason we want that is because we are going to dump all of that wood we just picked up into the dark garbage zone. So you see that? They just keep throwing it into that hole, and then it keeps dumping here. What you want to do then is create a, is it P? Yeah, P. For a productive area, and you want to make a zone. In this case, we're going to do, we'll collect food, we'll collect, like basically, oh no, not corpses, not refuse. You don't want corpses and refuse in here, and I'll explain that in a bit too if you're interested. Basically everything else though. I think that's for cages, but whatever. Anyways, so this is just a stockpile, and it keeps things from rotting and getting sent away or whatever. But there's if you make a refuse stockpile, they actually degrade faster. So that way your garbage kind of wears down. But in this case, all it's going to happen is we're going to dump all of it over there. It's what they call a quantum stockpile. So normally you can't put everything in here. But if you just dump them, Oh, good, we got hydrants. If you just dump them like so, it'll just dump. Now, once we get a broker in place, we'll be able to get, here's your full inventory of all the things you have, right? And you can tell because we don't have a broker, we don't have exact amounts of large amounts of things, but if it's just like a couple, we'll know a couple. So that's one of the things you're supposed to do as well. You hit the end menu for your nobles. You want a bookkeeper. We're going to make Izum do all the jobs. Broker. And a manager. And I'm making them all the same guy. It doesn't really matter. You want to go into your bookkeeper. You want to set your settings and highest precision. So he's gonna basically keep track of your inventory. The broker is for trading when they have trades coming in, and the manager is for your jobs menu. Yeah. There's an accountant in the fucking game, man. There's a goddamn accountant. Can you believe this? There's also a leader. He's eventually gonna turn into a mayor, a baron. It all depends. As you get bigger populations, you can actually take over your tribe, like all the different cities, and become like a national one. But yeah, and there's also a medical guy, the executioner, the sheriff, and if you have armies, you'll have a militia commander. Oh, one thing too. You see how it says the red under require? If you hit enter, it'll tell you what you need. Offices, bedrooms, stuff like that, right? Anyway, so we're going to quickly dump all this stuff down here. And I think we'll make... Oh, yeah. So as you can see right now, we have some issues. And what I'm doing here is we're going to make... two above ground zones. All right, sorry, Pecan Tree. We need you. We need the space. So they're going to dig down a level. They dig channels. Channels go all the way down. It's the same as Minecraft, by the way. One block here is like one Minecraft block. So the reason we're doing this is because we need areas that are exposed to the air. I just realized not all of it, though. We're going to keep those two free. If you click on a square, you can see that, where it's like, oh, it's above ground and outside it's sunlight on the bottom right here. You see that? If you go down, for example, you'll see some zones don't have it. I don't think we have any yet, but if I did... Oh, yeah, these ones. There, they're subterranean and they're dark. That matters for a few reasons. So once your dwarves go underground and they don't see light for a length of time, they actually become acclimatized to darkness, and they'll actually get sick if you put them up in the sunlight again. Fairly interesting. We're going to build this, and we're going to have it connect to our main entrance. That's another thing. You have to control like your entry and access points for your world, otherwise it can have some bad effects. Mostly people coming in and stealing stuff from you. We're going to get rid of those ramps here. If you see these, it's like upward slopes, downward slopes. And if you'll notice, grass is starting to grow here. Same as Minecraft, right? Oh, dude, Mish, are you all right? You're in the ER. Don't let them maid you, bro. Don't let them maid you. Oh, just cold weather. Oh no, it's 40 degrees. How terrible. So I want two things here. First things, I'm going to need some farms. You build plots. I do want small plots. Like so. You can build them bigger and smaller, but this just gives you more granularity over the type of farms you can have. So it takes a little bit of setup, but you only ever have to do this once. In fact, this is probably way bigger than I'm ever going to need, but a lot of it's not so much because I want the food, it's because I want to train the farmer to be better at farming. Now, it's important when you're doing this that some of these tiles are above ground and some of these are below ground. So these ones here... there we go. Subterranean, and these ones are above ground. Even if you cover over them later. Trey, when are you gonna do a no-hit speedrun in Elden Ring? Dude, if I do that, I'm done. I don't think I can handle anything more than that. Those guys are ridiculous. How we doing up here? You guys still dumping? Yeah. All right, so let's dump the rest of this stuff too while we're at it. Funny thing too, it doesn't actually destroy anything when you're dumping it all on top of each other like this. It just does. So, I don't know. Now, the other thing we have to do, I'm just waiting for it to get rid of those barrels. Come on, get the last one out. Anyways, we're going to go back down. And what you want to do is designate B for dumped menu, which is B for some reason, and C. So you want to reclaim items and buildings. You want to reclaim the dump square. Otherwise, all these things will be forbidden. Also, what happened to this guy? The miner's flashing. I gotta go see something. Is it Z? See a view, like, how are they looking? Okay. And the colors, they tell you, like, how happy their dwarves are. The more miserable your guys are, the less work they do, and eventually they might go on a misery spree, they might kill people. Like, there's a whole bunch of things that could happen. And they're almost impossible to manage. So, needs a bed. Satisfied at work, shaken after an injury. Okay, so she's injured. Had some trauma. And the problem is this trauma will stick around for years, too. Right lung is mangled, right true ribs are mangled, upper body is bruised. Okay, so it probably got dumped on this thing. So here's what we need to do now. We need to... we'll have to get a hospital going. You know what we'll do? We'll make a hospital here. Hospital is one of those zones you need to take care of your guys. We're also going to need a medical dwarf. Oops. Aiden, you're going to be the medical guy. We're going to make a new zone. We're going to put it here. Hospital. Now, they'll move him here. And they'll give him water and stuff like that to keep him alive. Yeah. I want this thing to grow. What I'm going to do here is, this is where I'm putting all the animals. So we're going to make a big zone, a pen, and we're going to assign everything to it. And then somebody will bring all your pets down, and then they can eat off of this. They'll eat pieces of grass, same as they would up above. They don't need to eat much, but it's just because otherwise they're scrambling everywhere. Animals can get them. Ray, you son of a bitch. I'm just laughing. Yeah, women and their trauma. I think somebody dumped a log on their head and they avoided my trap there. Now here's another problem, because I don't have any gates. They can just walk right through it. So here's what we're gonna do. Actually, we'll make it 8 by 8. Yeah, 8 by 8. There's infinite ways to do this. This is the way I'm doing it. So what we're going to start doing here is making a production zone, because we need to start getting some tools and stuff. The dwarf medical system seems better than Canadians. You're not wrong. All right, looks like she's doing better. She's scared, though, of the trauma. Damn it. So we'll dig out this zone. And we'll make some masons workshops and a craftsdwarf workshop. We're going to go hard with the bricks at first, because we need a lot of those. Which means we also need... Actually, you know what? We'll just do 2. And then we'll make a still here. It's not the best place for it, but whatever. We're going to need it soon, because if I go to my menu, we're out of booze. And that's the worst thing. You don't want to run out of booze. They will drink water, but they don't want to. So you got to extract drinks from plants. There's a whole industry. Everything here has its own industry. That's the other thing to be kind of aware of. So we're going to get ourselves a good collection of rocks. In this case, I'm just digging on the gabbro layer. So we're going to get a bunch of gabbro stones. Every 4 of these you take out, you'll get, on average, 1 piece of stone. Now, because it takes so much time to move them back and forth, what we do is we get a stockpile for them. What am I doing? The different types of stones. You got metal ores, economic ores like marble, and stuff for steel industry. You got your normal stones and then clay. We're also going to add 3 wheelbarrows because for some of them they're heavy, so they're harder to move around. So in this case, we're just going to make like 3, which is the full amount. They need faith. Oh, they have faith. They have faith. We got to get one of those. Anyways, the one thing we need right now is pots. So here's your craft workshop. All the materials you have to work with. And the menus, you just kind of have to figure your way through them, man. There's no like rhyme or reason to it. Pots. Make them out of gabbro. And we're going to repeat that task. These guys, on the other hand, are going to make blocks. Each one of these rocks that you get make 4 blocks. Think of them like bricks. Yeah, they didn't need to wait 23 hours for achievement. You keep this up. That's the problem too. Like if you lose an arm, they can't use things anymore. Anyways, they're going to keep making their things. We are going to make a block storage here. Just stone. So when they're done making them in that warehouse, they'll put them up here and then we can kind of keep an eye on it. We have to close off all of this is the key point here. Now, if you notice too, there's these. What's this? Rats? The rats actually kind of suck. So if you don't have storage for your stuff, they kind of can mess it up. How are we doing this? Like so. There. So you can see we kind of have like a pinwheel design going on right now. So this is going to be our different production ones. This one's going to be a stone production zone. Also, when you're digging, so you can, right now it's priorities 4. You can increase or decrease the priority so guys don't finish that job until like the other ones are done. In this case, I don't mind waiting. As long as it gets done, I'm fine with that. Need faith like Jesus. I don't know why that makes me laugh so much. All right, so you can see the bricks are getting started. We'll be able to close this stuff off, limit access to our place. Do we have any? There's 2 guys with nothing to do. So what we can do is, there's a whole bunch of industries you kind of have to get going simultaneously. In this case, we're actually going to get, like, we can milk our sheep. We can shear our sheep for wool. There's all kinds of things you can do. Why are you sitting here? Oh, don't eat there, man. You're going to have somebody drop a log on your head. Anyways, oh, I forgot to tell you good news. So Dog Walker, I've done all of the notes Nick had for me, all of the changes that need to be made. Everything is done. The book is for the most part in a manuscript finished state. So I can start on the graphic design. Nick and I were talking. I think I'm going to read it once more and he's going to read it once more. And if there's anything that we want to change, we'll probably do it there. But it looks like it won't be needed. If so, whatever. And then the desktop design can start. My artist, he came back with, he's showing me the final shots. He just has to get like the proper, like he has to take high quality photos of it so I can use it for that. That's gold, by the way. And then that part will be done, and then that book will be done. And I'm going to be getting out a lot of copies to like people that I want to review it, people from the RAR squad, all that stuff. So I'll probably be reaching out for addresses and that. I want to give it a good go. Like, everybody's bitching about literary fiction being dead for men, and I'm like, well, if that's the case and it does have hope, then I guarantee you I'll be the guy to give you something. I think I'm the only guy who's not writing a science fiction Roman fantasy world. But it's good. Like, there's no way it's not going to be likable. So what we're doing here, build constructions, build Shift C. You want to make a floor. There's a whole bunch of ways to make floors. The one I want right now is you push B for a box select. You can make the boxes hollow. You enter one. You can make it hollow if you want to. You can change the material type, all kinds of shit. Not that it matters. We'll select it there. And we're going to make them all out of Shift Enter the Gabbro blocks we've been building. So you see it's not quite enough yet, but that's fine. We'll get to it. Then these guys should hustle to get this all going. And then that'll close off the farm down below, but still keep it above ground. So it's like your security. Plants, we could probably need to do some more soon here. Since we've been making pots are what you use to put beer in. So you take, depending on how good you are at crops, you'll get from like between 1 and 20 per each plant you harvest or pick. And then each one of those will make 4 units of booze in a pot at a still. So as you get better, you can do more with less. So it's weird. At the beginning, you kind of have to like really be harvesting your ass off. Dude, he's not doing so well in there. All right, so we need a carpenter's workshop. I think that's it for now. Yeah. Oh, and we'll get some, all right. Because we need the guy, like, to give them water, we actually kind of need buckets. We'll make 6 buckets. We need 3 wheelbarrows for the stone area that we had before. Make those out of willow because it turns out they like, how heavy is your wood? If you use wood that's too heavy, it could actually defeat the purpose of storage bins or barrels and whatever. I haven't played Age of Empires in forever. It's on the list. I also want an enormous wooden corkscrew. And I guess we'll get rid of 1 bucket. And I need a pipe section. This is for something else. I'll show you later. Now, he's not going to work right away, so what we're going to have to do is prioritize this stuff. There. So you tap N on it, makes it it prioritizes the work, so he makes sure to do that before anything else. So now they're going to start giving this guy water. What I can do also, is this water good or is it stagnant? But you can't just use any water either. Stagnant water makes him sick. So you have to use fresh water. I think it's P. Pond? Yeah, I think you do it as a pond. Oh no, not pond, water source. There. So now they know where to go for water. Now here's the thing. The rivers have fresh water, but the rivers also have crocodiles. So if you have a dangerous zone, that's like a choice you have to make. There's a machine you can build to sanitize your own water, which I am doing. That's what I need those pipes for. So it's just one of those things. Anyways, we're really shy on a lot of stuff right now. At least the... do I have a doc? Yeah, we have a doctor. But we do need... table and a throne. And then this guy needs to build us a bunch of beds. We'll build it all out of pecan wood. Yeah, they're like gazelles. Yeah, and they just kind of go and they do their thing. So it's like one of those God Simulator games, if anything. So what do we see here? What are these? Badger boars. I mean, if we technically brought like a crossbow, we could be hunters and hunt this stuff, but... And you can see right now the sheep are all escaping, and that is because we don't have a gate. So let's add some doors to the list too. Build doors. You hit Shift P and it'll do like a planning mode. So it's like when those doors are ready, just put them there. I don't have to watch it. It's done. And then that'll keep these guys from escaping. Because see, I keep having to pull them back in. Anyways, I'm psyched for it, by the way. I just realized, so Praxeology Volume 3 is doing good. It's doing about as well as I thought it would. I was hoping it would do better, but that's fine. Living up to expectations. From a business side, it's a passion it's not the passion project, it's the work project. Not to say I'm not happy with the work it's done, but it's the revenue that Praxeology Volume 3 brings in will essentially fund the investment I've made in the Dog Walker and all the art for 3 and 4. So it's basically paying for my next 2 books to come out, which would be great. You like the style? Well, that's good. No, it's good. I mean, if it works, right? 1 sec. So you go to your door, you click it. You can see there's all types of options. We want to keep it tightly closed so pets can't get through. We don't want any sheep escaping from this. So you turn that off. Yeah, definitely inspired Minecraft and Terraria and Factorio, all of those guys. That's why it's at the Met. Anyway, so that one's funding those ones, and it's great. So it's on par with the ability to fund everything I had to invest in the other books. So that's great. And then, you know, as things move on, it's also going to be able to fund the hardcovers of everything, which is nice. So the next books here, if they do well, it was a good, solid business choice to do the fiction book and Prax 3 as it is. If the fiction book bombs, then it was a bad idea. So we'll find out. All right, there we go. So now that that's going to be closed, these guys will stop escaping, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. Some migrants just arrived. One guy came in. We're going to continue to close off this area. So you see, we're going to need a lot of blocks just to close this stuff off. Oh, dude, what am I doing? I did walls, not floors. So we got to cancel all of that. There we go. I make that mistake entirely too much. There we go. Now it's floors again. So that part's almost closed off. Hey, what's this over here? Honeybees? There's a honey industry? Oh yeah, there's a honey industry. But we're not there yet. We don't even have our own farms set up yet. You got to really pace yourself, because if you don't, there we go. So the buckets are done, and they're allowing this guy to get water. Another thing I do need in here is coffers, chests. We are also out of stone, so we need to get some more. We'll see. So I'm getting myself back into Minecraft and all this stuff, and that stuff, if it goes well, it goes well. If the book does really good, I've already got like a next book prepared and ready to go. So that'll be fun, but I got to pace myself because I have to record all the audiobooks for Prax 3, for Prax 4, for Dog Walker, and I have to redo fuck files because I've added so much content to it. It doesn't meet ACX specifications for it anymore. So that's going to be fun. I mean, I like to think I've gotten the process down to where it won't be an exorbitant amount of time, but it's not going to be quick. But that's fine. I'll just get them out in order of priority. I think Prax 3 first, then Dog Walker, then Fuck Files, and then Prax 4, I think. And in the meantime, I've got the Way of the Gun script for the Orion channel. It's about done. I want to watch the movie again for the protagonist arcs. So I won't know for sure if that's done until afterwards. I'm taking my time on that though, because I don't know, that channel's growing. It's nice. It's just, it sucks in that, like, I can't get everything done at once. I'm only one person. Need to rent a cabin in the woods and ride alone with your pipe and that. Oh, dude. The real life stuff, yeah, there's all that stuff too, and that's a whole other layer of stress. But I mean, that's no more different than anybody else is stressed with their, you know, life and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna bitch and moan about that. Okay, there we go. So we got the farms cordoned off. Now the reason I had to worry about above ground and below ground crops, because you see there's different types. These are all the dwarven crops, and these are all the above ground crops. So we want rope weeds. Because rope reeds are our fabric. They're the generic one. No matter where you are, there's rope reeds. Cotton, canaf, and there's a whole industry. There's like 3 industries that use these. So we're just gonna... Then we're gonna use plump helmets because we need a good, easy food source. And then over here, 1 of whip vines for flour. How's this looking? This is good. The table's done. The throne is done. Good. So what I need now is, in this side, we are going to build, I guess it's a throne room technically. At this point, it's just an office. Also, how are we doing for beds here? Let's get another 5. So what we can do is, so this guy doesn't have to sleep on the floor. We'll build him a bed. There, the hospital has a bed. And the hospital still has need for coffers. Coffers are like chests, just for storage. People are doing all right. Plants are going good. Yeah, couch need to rent, Thoreau's cabin, and subsist on cheese sandwiches. I don't think anybody else is going to get that reference, sir. I barely get it. And even then, I think I probably got it wrong. But no, it's fun. And then, like, the Zomboid version 42 just came out, so there's, like, a whole list of content there I could start doing on the gaming channel. There's the SMP, which I'm puttering around in right now. I don't have any serious... I have a project in mind, but I don't have any scripts or videos done out for it yet, so that's on the list of to-do. Just a lot. There's just a lot, you know? Okay, so they're all doing what they do. Let's get another round of plants. Oh, did he die? Yeah. He didn't make it. So that's miasma. Our first death already. That was quick. We'll make our quick garbage zone too. So our first death, you got to get him out of there because the miasma really sucks. Nobody likes that. Turns out you can't save everybody. And whoever carries him out is going to have like some trauma too. Is this the one? Oh no, he's still alive. So who died? How did this person die? We'll look through the menu. Oh, there it is. Mossis is fighting. The Dimple Cup spawn. Why is the mushroom seed fighting? Oh, I know what it is. He stood underneath the goddamned... Oh. He stood underneath the thing, and as they dumped stuff down, it crushed him. Because he's an idiot. Damn idiot. All right, whatever. So what we're going to do here is we're going to build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's an idiot. We're going to build our meeting area. Helldivers 2 is a lot of fun, especially if you have people to play with. Well, it's been a bit of time. Like I told you, after Diablo, my new rule is like I'm waiting 6 months to buy anything new. I'm just tired of being burned on some stupid slop, you know? So I'm going to let you play it. I'm going to let you review it. I'm going to let you tell me about it, and then I'm going to worry about it. Because why not? Why not? Okay, so we're going to make another area, another meeting area with a location. We're going to add an inn, the Geared Mushrooms, what they're calling it. That's our meeting area. So anybody who has nothing to do will come in here and hang out. Yay. So hopefully nobody sits under here and gets eaten anymore by that. Okay, that farmland's doing all right. We do need to close this off. Get those out. Merchants are here. We're not going to worry about them yet. We don't even care. We don't have anything to trade. Brian's next book should be Marty. I swear to God, that's like a Billy thing. I got to double check now. No, it is Marty. Fair. Marty, you sound like Billy. What the hell? Let's forget this window. Not even going to care. There's a whole thing to that. I don't want to explain it. It'll happen when it happens. I guess I don't know much about Helldivers 2 either. So these guys build their thing. Oh yeah. I was gonna get this done. So this is gonna create the office for the main guy. Eventually. And now we can actually start keeping proper records of our stuff, right? Throne room, assign it to the expedition leader, and he will be able to do it for bookkeeping and that. The options, you just look through them yourself. I could explain them all. It sounds like America in space. That's fair. If you check too, it says here, he should be saying it somewhere, he's updating stockpile records. Now, if you do it early on in the game, it's quick, but if you have a lot more stockpile, then it takes a lot longer to do. So ideally you want it done sooner rather than later. Hey there. So we don't need this anymore. We have enough that we've covered up all of our areas. So now we only have one way in or out of our base. And if I smooth those over, I could actually cut those off as well, which I might do a little bit later. There we go. But we're going to need blocks for all kinds of stuff. Yeah, why are you sitting here? I don't know why they hang out there. One other thing we'll do, so in the inn, we're going to make a spot for drink. We'll take it out of here because we don't really need to put it in here. Turn off drink. So now when they want to drink, they'll come down here. There we go. And they won't go up there and get smushed under by rocks. Of course, now they have to pick up an entire barrel when they want to drink, and they have to drink standing up, which they hate. So I have to get them some seating in here. I have to set up glasses, mugs, cups, goblets, depending on what I build it out of. I'd rather get timed out than compared to Billy. It's not my fault. You said it was weird. Just said it was weird. Anyways, what time is on this one? I'm not going to go for like the full 2 hours. I'm going to go a little shorter because I want to do some more Christmas stuff with the fam. Just needed some time to kind of go over some stuff in my head with you guys. It's actually kind of helpful. So yeah, that's going to be exciting, by the way. I am super stoked. I really think this next year's pivot is going to be great, where I pivot more to entertainment and less to information. I mean, it's going to have a cost, but you know what I realized? Like the Rian Stone channel, it's for the entire year, 600 subscribers. Like, that's ridiculous. That's nothing. And I'm not complaining, but it's like zero growth. The information side has gone as far as it can go. And I don't want to do drama. I don't mind shit posting, but I don't want to do drama. So really just making entertainment seems to be the way ahead on this one. We need some more stone. There. And what are you guys doing up there? There was a reason I wanted this. Oh yeah. I'm going to build something. Oh, I can't. Not like that. Oh, maybe I can. No, I can. Here's what I'm going to do. Yeah. So what I'm going to build here is a little bit of a public works project. Oh, I can't put it there. Actually, you know what? No. What we can do is... So I need to find a way to get water down below. There's actually a pretty cool reason for it. I think that'll work. Everybody's doing their thing. Oh, there we go. So now we got exact counts for our stuff. So we have 50 drinks, 56 seeds, 134 plants. Here's our wealth of our place. Now, these aren't accurate either. Your bookkeeper and your broker will be a better judge of that later on, just not right away. So let everybody grab their stuff, and we'll... while we're at it, I guess we can start expanding on... How do I want to do this? I guess I'll do another one. Like so. And I'm gonna, like, different industries on a different arm of this pinwheel that I got going on. What's his name? Leafy? He's been doing well. Yeah, wonder what Leafy's been up to. So that's the question. Like, there's a lot of things I could do. It's about narrowing it down and doing better, or just like speeding up and like not cheapening the production, but, you know, making it more efficient so I can do more with less. I'm glad it's been a breath of fresh air. I'm working on keeping it that way. It's like, but yeah, the book took up a lot of my time. So I gotta admit, the books, granted, the books are probably a better idea business-wise anyway. So... here's what we need to do on this one. So I want stills. And I guess we use kerns. We'll set up 2 groups. Actually, no, we'll move these around. I got a better idea. So a kern is just, it's like a millstone. But millstones are different things. This is a hand bomb one. You have some that can actually be automated. There's a sort of a power source here. And we need plants. To go like so. Now this is going to be just for plants. I guess we'll put fruit and leaves in there as well. And then we need a space here for the different materials we need, which I'll explain those in a sec. These get to be bags. Oops. Boxes and bags. So when you select something in your stockpile, you have your material, you have your stuff, And then you have your material, which in my case is going to be made out of either plant cloth or yarn. And then you have quality. It takes too much to explain. The raw materials are core quality. The raw materials plus your constructed materials are total quality. Just select all of them for stuff like this. It doesn't really matter. And then we need one more down here for just pots. Pot. Oh. There we go. Large pots. So we'll start putting everything in place. We do need milling. It's good. Pumps we're going to need soon, so we'll get that up there too. Busy, busy. So that's going to be food industry. Up here is going to be all the other types of industries. So what we need is... a farmer's workshop. Oh yeah, so here we don't want rope reeds. No rope reeds in there. Because we want those up here. So what we're going to store here is... the rope reeds. It's a different industry. What else we want up here? We're eventually going to need a kern. I guess we'll build one more of those. Milk and cheese. Oh, yeah. That's right. So milk's an extract. Cheese is also animal extract. We're going to milk all our guys. We're going to shear all of our sheep. And then we're going to turn it into yarn. We're doing it all manually right now, which kind of sucks, but we'll eventually get it into a more... what do we just have? More migrants. It's not bad. Next thing you need to do, go back to your Z menu, which is like your main one. You go to your kitchen. And you see, this is all the different plants and crops we have. And you can sometimes select or deselect them for cooking and brewing. We're going to turn rope reeds off of brewing, and we're going to turn whip vines off from it. Because the one we're going to make flour out of, and the one we're going to make cloth. So we don't want them anymore. All right, we need some solid area. So what we had to do now is, so I'm going to focus a little bit on the farming. We need to set up our seed zones. Let's wipe this off. The only way to make money in the red pill is to sell red meat and turn yourself... I don't know if they make money, though. Like, I was talking with you guys in the RAR squad, and Pearl came up. We were talking about how it's almost like the Rule Zero group is like a feeder. Like, this is where she gets all her recruiting from. Because I think she has Troy working for her now. She has Glenn Lawrence. It's like everybody. And she's dating Nuke now. And it's almost like, dude, does she just listen in on our stuff to find out, like, hey, I could hire this guy? To which we kind of have like a no working with Pearl rule because of the no working with Artards. And I just don't trust her business-wise at all. I'm sure she's a wonderful person. It's a business decision. So I'm putting all the seeds in here. And I'll take them from anywhere. So there's a special thing you have to do. Here, I'll get back to that in a sec. And then what we have to do is... So with these, you make them only take from links, and you take from the feeder cells. The reason you do that is because otherwise it slows things down if you don't manage your barrels properly. So this is a way you kind of get around it. Seeds, plump helmets. And so each crop type gets its own storage zone. Whip vines, whip seeds, and rope. There. So all the seeds get put into this one, and then as they add to, and then we'll add them to this one as the seeds here go in. There's eventually going to be, excuse me, more here for carrots and fisher berries and pickles and stuff like that. We'll get it. I'm not in a rush. All right, maybe I should be in a rush now. What do we got here? Carrots. Ratweed. Okay, carrots are good. Ratweed's actually a bad source, but you also kind of need variety. So if you end up only drinking the same thing every day, your guys will get bored of it. So even though you have a lesser quality one, it's sometimes good to have that in there. All right, here we go. So we see that it slowly starts to fill everything up. Everybody does their thing. It's all going well. God, he's not doing so hot. We're going to quickly dump these into our quantum zone just to get them out of here. If you have too many things loading up your space, it can mess up your frame rate. That's another thing. So long term, you're going to find out about FPS death in this. And so you really have to work around it. Yeah, Clary would do a show with Fuentes if we get some things. What was I going with this one? Oh, the pearl thing. Okay, that's there. That's something for later, though. How does this work? Do I want... Oh, you know what I need? All right, so there's actually... Back to this. So ideally what's going to happen here is these staircases actually handle floods. So like water will go down it. I'm going to eventually set this up to flood this passage that I've built here and have it go down. And it's going to create a well for here for water. And it's going to create a waterfall for here for enjoyment. Like the dwarves actually like seeing waterfalls, and they can clean themselves off and whatever. So that's a project for later. I'm putting that in there so I don't forget about it. Everything there is doing well. How are we looking on this side? Yarn is all good. Milk looks like it's good. And then what you do is you just make cheese with it. And then you can eat the cheese. Cheese is higher quality. You can then turn cheese into a meal, which makes it even higher quality. It's pretty nice. At the same time, so now that we have our manager in place and the tables, you can go into the J menu, which is your work menu. Go to M, and you can create work orders. And this is how you manage stuff. So in this case, if you just want to build a certain thing, you can do it all from here. We need to build 30 mugs. We're going to make them all out of gabbro. And it's just a one-time thing, so that's it. We're also going to need... Let's do a more permanent one. Let's process plants. We'll just do it 10 at a time. So C sets your conditions. R sets your regents. So in this case, as soon as you have 10 unrotten processable plants, it does that automatically. Every day it's going to check, and if it does 10, it'll do it. That's what I want. That's going to process rope weeds. We may have to turn that off later. The next one that's very important is to brew drinks from plants. So we're going to do 10 of those. And we want there to be at least, let me think, 10. So we'll make 250. As long as there's less than 250 drinks, and there's at least 10 storage pots and 10 plants, it'll make more. Always. So some of these ones are one-time jobs, some of these are more. What'll happen now is the guy will go up into his office and validate the work orders, and then these guys will keep that going. I never have to worry about it again. What are some guidelines according to you for the color scheme of a mega build? I'm struggling with the balance between polished blackstone bricks, dark oak plants, and nether bricks. There's no real like guidelines, but I find for aesthetics the big thing is forget about like stone isn't stone. Stone is gray and textured and very small, like smooth textured. If you look at the blocks more as texture, you can then pair them together. Now you can be as manual as you want on it or as like specific. Like I use the random ones a lot of the time and just set that up like a dithering pattern. But look into architecture. Like when you look at architecture, for example, you'll see castles. Good example if this helps. At the bottom of the castle is when a lot of the moisture from the water from the ground hits up. And so you'll see it starts off really dark and then lightens up. Or at the top, from a lot of rainfall, the top also has dark. So you almost have like a gradient where like the darker blocks would be here and then the smoother blocks there. Oh, somebody's been possessed. So here, claims a dwarf's workshop. He'll be there, little exclamation mark. He has a year to finish this job, and if he doesn't, he goes crazy and dies. So you click on it, and you see what is he looking for. He wants bones, he wants wood, and he wants... Okay, that's it. Bones are easy, so what I need is a butcher's shop, which I should have done that anyway. And I probably should have had a tanner's shop. There. So we just got to kill something and get its bones. Go to the Z menu, go to animals. Here's all our animals. We're going to look at what do we need here. If they have pets, it's who they're the pet of is on the one side. Your sheep will always grow out of control, so you're going to have to... We're going to get rid of the horse. We don't need it. They'll outgrow this whole thing, so you have to kind of really pay attention to. There we go. So he's taking that. He's probably going to get started in a sec. Yeah, he starts. All right, so next thing is we do need... where do I want to store that? Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll put it here. Oh, you know what we'll do? We'll have a side one here. Yeah, that'll work. Always use more space than you think. You could technically build these in 3 dimensions too, but I'm not. So when I said before about refuse piles, you don't want to have them, I actually kind of need one here. But I want it for something specific. I want to have it for just bones. Horns, teeth, shells, bones, and skulls. And if it's just those here, then I can use this for like all kinds of bone carpentry and stuff. But yeah, that's the big one. It's more so about, and then just, my other rule is don't put more than 3 blocks of the same type in a row. Otherwise, it just looks too monotonous. But I mean, there's no real rule to it. Sometimes you want something to look clunky and blocky and simple. So. All right, so a horsebone battle axe. That's now our artifact. It's always going to be there. It never wears down. It never degrades. Technically, where is... how do I view artifacts? So there it is. It's worth 7 grand, 6,400 dwarf bucks. Sharpened axe head mounted on a sturdy haft made of wood. Forged out of any weapon. It's technically, yeah, okay, so 5%. It's 5% of the sharpness of iron, so it's actually a pretty shitty axe. Which sucks, but I mean, it's going to be more decorative. So you can display that one and put value into a room or what. Oh yeah. So I don't need... And technically, so when you shear your sheep in that, you shouldn't make your hair and wool storage either in the workshop on that because it'll end up screwing it up. So there we go. These are going fine. Asparagus, prickleberries, and fisher berries. Prickleberry. Fisherberry. Only take from the feeder pile. So that's going on. As we continue to look, there's all of our guys now. Oh, dude. So here's how they're doing well. Our farmer's getting better. Plant processors are better. The milkers and the cheese makers. That doesn't really matter either. Brewers. Tanning. We don't need you to be doing that much fishing, sir. What was I talking about with the pearl thing? Oh, yeah, it was about content. I don't know. I could see people not having as much interest in that as they used to, because it's like, I don't hear or see any buzz on it at all, which is probably a good thing. But there we go. Oh, what do we got here? Horse fat. Damn it. Oh, I forgot about the fat. All right. One more industry. I forgot about this one. It's your fat industry. You can turn fat into tallow. Or tallow. Alright, I'm working on it. And for that, you need a kitchen. Kitchen goes there. Fat and tallow. We don't want to use... Oh, we don't have the option for fat in there. Right, fair enough. There we go. So he's automatically going to turn fat into tallow. You can turn tallow into soap. I think you can even turn it into like use it as wax. I'm not sure on that one, but you might need bees for beeswax. Oh, they're still doing the processing. That's good. Holidays are perfect for frame practice. Oh, I bet they are, sir. I bet people are on your ass. Container. One here. One here. So, by the way, with your containers, the reason you want one in the hospital is because you see you need a certain amount of thread, cloth, splints, crutches, gypsum powder for casts, buckets, and soap. That's for all your hygiene needs. You store that in the chest, so you gotta start getting to build that up anyway. So yeah, there, the yarn will work for the thread. That's for suturing and whatever. How are we doing here for blocks? We'll just go hard. Do 6 hives. We don't need that still anymore. There we go. 8 tables, 8 chairs. We'll set that up in there. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 14 table, or 16. We need 16 rock doors. There we go. So we see we have no cooks. We'll make 2 cooks. Now we're going to expand on this. What do we need here? This will be our linen industry, or like fabric industry. Off to the side. For that, we need barrels for that. God damn it. And we're gonna need a second area too. It actually is a lot less complicated once you get everything together. What are we talking about? Oh yeah, the pearl thing. What the hell was I even talking about? Oh, just for like, yeah, not seeing it like that, the Tate thing. It looks like nobody other than children really care. And I just don't see that having very good, like I don't see it having any good lasting power. The election's over, everybody's pivoting off of that. So even if I wanted to do drama stuff, I think that's like a dying industry. Kind of reminds me of 2016 when everybody started blowing up. Like I have no doubt that the Pearls and the Tates and all those types of people are going to have their explosions, same way like Lauren Southern and all them had before. Okay, so we want a loom, a clothier's workshop, and we need a temporary spot here for a carpenter's workshop. Forgot some things. We also need... There. Do another one and a bucket. Come on, sir. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to build a dye shop. If you're wondering why, I'll show you in a sec. Oops, dye, not ash. Dye shop there. The loom is ready. We're going to start building our yarn into cloth. And then once we get a lot of sheep wool going, we're going to start building some bags, which we're going to need to mill hide root and whip vines. And those are going to... Oh yeah, I should add those to this as well. Oh, they all come here anyway, except for... Is there anything I don't want in here? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think you need those kind of collabs either. I just don't think they'll grow. I don't think they'll work. Oh, that was what I was talking about. Yeah. So it's like all of a sudden she started bringing a lot of people onto her network, which is great. She asked Troy to go on and do stuff with her, Donovan Sharp and Glenn Lawrence and all that. I guess my question is, I don't really follow a lot of them anymore. Like, I'm just like, over that. Did it benefit? Would all that collab, working with other people, like joining her little network, did that actually grow? Because I don't think it did. Like, I don't see them getting any bigger. I haven't seen any buzz about them going on. It just seems like cheap labor. Very good for, like, Pearl's the only one I've seen with any notoriety, but that was before all this stuff. To be fair, I've seen Rollo do far more king-making when it comes to this stuff, which is the weirdest thing since he can't keep people because they keep just leaving and having temper tantrums, which I'm like, I don't get it. Is he some kind of, like, micromanaging boss? I've never seen it. And then again, maybe it's just one of those things like how... All right, we're going to build the bags now. Where, like, the people that are here in this space are the ones that can't do anything else with their life, in which case they're going to make stupid decisions anyway. I don't know. I don't know how any of this stuff works. Nobody does. We're all just guessing. Okay, so we're getting bags. That's good. We're gonna need some more yarn because I think they've used them all up in the hospital. How's it looking? All right, so they're done with cloth, they're done with thread. So that's good. So our next group here we make can be just for us. It's also better to subsidize. Like if I use rope reed, I'm gonna use that mostly for paper and cloth. For like the usable bags, I'm gonna stick to just yarn. So that way we just get wool ones of those. It's just easier to keep the stuffs extremely separate. I find anyway. We need more doors. More doors, more brews, processing plants. Everything's going well enough. We're good for drink, we're good for food. Fat's been fattened. And see, a lot of this is just kind of let things run their path. And you see this? So now like the ultimate goals, you can make whatever goal you want to. Some people want to make, like I've done, where you make like a big library and you constantly have guys researching stuff. You make a big scholarly area. You can start going into the combat side of things, training these guys. You can dig down to the bottom, do some big lava stuff there, or hunt the mystical creatures that flow through the underground. You can set up a trading empire and make this just the most wealthy, because right now I'm only worth 20,000 dwarf bucks. I could make this like a hugely lucrative trade monopoly type place. I can just focus on getting like the best quality craftsmen ever. You can really do whatever you want from it. And depending on what you do, all of this stuff can have a different purpose. It's like needlessly complicated. Needlessly. Hey, how's this looking, by the way? All right, that's good. Got a lot of sheep cloth now. Let's get a lot of those on the go. But this is like very, very basics. What I want to do is start filling up all of my spare bags here so I can start milling down the hide root, whip binds, and that, so I can have flour to make bread with, or roasts. And then I can make dye, because right now all my fabric is just a gray color, and I can actually make them into like dimpled cups are blue, emerald dye is green, there's a silver whip, which is silver, and then there's the hide root, which I have, which is red. It's one of my favorite colors in this one. There they go. So everybody's starting to do their thing. Nice. I guess we'll start to do our milking again. I think you can milk your guys like once a year or once a season. 5 milks make a cheese. You can shear them once every 3 seasons. You can automate it too, but it's kind of a pain. There she goes. All right, everybody's doing their thing. So we'll start up the milling there. We only got 2 right now, but it'll be a start. What are we doing here? 1. One whip bind, 1 hide root. Perfect. So we are going to put the hide root over here. Milled plants. Red root dye. Oh yeah, and we'll put the thread here. We're going to go to our workshop orders, and we're not going to auto loom all thread. We're going to auto loom colored thread. And we're only going to use, we use any cloth, whatever. We can always just manually fix it later. And now that we've got the hide root going up here, we can start farming that as well. Where'd it go? 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we already have a hide root here? We'll find out. We'll find out. Anyways, I'm going to close the stream up here in a little bit. Actually, thanks. This was helpful. Kind of have some ideas here. The way of the gun video is going to be good, by the way. I think you'll like it. Marty. Oh, the guy, I haven't buried him yet, so he's making a ghost. That sucks. I think we'll leave it off here. God, that guy's still been in traction for like a year. It's insane. Yeah, I think we can leave that one there. So you can see you got a decent little empire, and you're going to upgrade these things as this builds out later. You're going to build your own zone. It'll be nice. Also, when you quit, save. If you save the game, you can continue back into it. If you retire the fortress, you let the computer play it, because in the background, the world's still doing its thing. So by retiring it, it does that. For abandoning it, you just have all those guys spread out and do the thing, and this ends up empty. So you got to be careful how you save. There's 3 different ways to save, because, you know, why wouldn't you make this thing needlessly complicated? Let's go normal scene here. There we go. There we go. Let's egg this one up. Close all this shit. All right. Gonna watch Way of the Gun for Christmas. You'll love it, dude. First 5 minutes, Sarah Silverman gets punched in the face. So it's like, how could you not like that? I do have one last Christmas plan here where I'm gonna get Married Man's Sex Life Primer out on one of those mega videos, same as I had for the other 2. I'm eventually going to get Esther Villar in there as well, and Practical Female Psychology. That's on the list. I'm going to do some edits. So I was looking at the Fuck Files book, and I had a thought. So I'm looking at it right now as like the 6x9, and it's fine, but it's like just a touch big in the hand. So I think I'm going to start doing the 5x8 trade paperbacks. So it'll be a little bit smaller, but then it fits in your hand better. It doesn't feel like a magazine. So it's more like, I got some random one I picked up here to show. It's like this. So when you're holding it in your hand, it's more of like you can hold it in your hand. And that's the plan. Anyway. So that'll be good. Are you watching Die Hard? Oh, yeah. We got Die Hard, Lethal Weapon, Long Kiss Goodnight, Bad Santa. The girl really likes adding Elf to it, but we already watched Elf. I might add Predator to it just because. It's not a Christmas movie, but I don't care. Fuck it. And then drinking. Although we're not drinking much this Christmas. I don't know. Neither one of us really have the feeling. Dude, this is going to sound horrible, but like the Indian Grinch just stole Christmas in Toronto. I'm not feeling the season at all this year. It's fucking annoying. The main street and the main boulevard, a migrant in a garbage truck just toppled over all the wires, so all the streetcars had to close down, so traffic has just been insane. Like, it's something like that every couple days. And the only good news I've gotten so far is the homeless shelter is closed down for the year because it's too cold. And I was like, who'd have thought? Just make things mildly uncomfortable, and then the homeless people just kind of go away. And yeah, it's not very nice. Yeah, it's fine, but you know, it's not the homeless person park, it's the dog park. It's like, we don't have a lot of green space here, and we can't just give it all away. People here have lives too, you know? So that's the plan for that stuff anyway. I can't think. Content-wise, I might actually pick up what Clary's been doing. You know, the one where he's like, if you want me to do a video on something, pay me for it. I got to learn what his, like, how he structures it, because I'll probably do the same thing. I know Rich Cooper does that too. So if, like, you want me to do a red pill video from now on, we're going to do it in that way, the same way Clary does it. Well, no, I'm not talking about super chats. I think he has like a SKU, and you go to his site and then you pay Asshole Consulting and he'll do a video on a thing. So I think that's the way to do it. Because like, I don't really have as much interest in doing red pill content anymore. Yeah, so like $50 a video. I kind of like that idea. Which, I mean, technically that's actually good if you wanted to do research anyway, because you'll only get the videos there. Substack, I am going to go hard in it. And I know a lot of people that have subscribed to the initial buzz, they've kind of trailed off because they maybe prefer the field report stuff as opposed to fiction. So what I'll probably do there, and I feel bad because they did sign on for it, and I've given them a year and a half of that, but the last couple months hasn't. So what I might do is either segment or just double up on the Substack stuff. One is for the current work, the fiction stuff, and then the other one is going to be for the field report and the case study stuff that guys already like. And so we'll see if that resonates. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. And then we'll see, you know, buy a new place, move, let you know how the America trip goes. That'll be pretty good. I'm looking forward. Oh, dude. Roland and I already talked. He's like, yeah, dude, Access Vegas, I'd have you on there as like a co-host in a heartbeat. I'm like, yeah, that'd be nice. That'll be nice. So we'll see. But that's not like a today thing. Citizenship and the visa and all stuff, that's like a year or two down the line. So don't expect it to be a fast thing. It's just we're taking it seriously now. Beyond that, I don't think I got anything else for you. Is there anything else you guys need before Christmas? I don't think so. Because to be fair, all I'm doing now is drinking coffee, smoking my pipe, going to the gym, and enjoying the season and doing some book stuff. So yeah, the price depends on how bad the email is. I'll talk to Clary. Anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Have fun. Merry Christmas.